Hey everybody, it's me, Michael T. Reaching out to you today because I'm trying to get better at documenting things that I think are kind of interesting and noteworthy and worthy of sharing that I might be participating in or witnessing or what have you. And I have one such thing that's happening in my life now that I want to share, and I know that my daughter Micah would kill me if I didn't at least make an effort to document this. So that's what I'm doing now. So what is it? I'm going to be participating in an event called RAGBRAI. I'll put that across the screen so you can see it. The name sounds kind of weird, but RAGBRAI. And what I'll do over the next couple of minutes is talk about what is RAGBRAI? What is this thing? And I'll be I'll take that very analytical approach. I'll give you the who, what, when, where, why, and how of RAGBRAI as I see it. So what is RAGBRAI? RAGBRAI is an acronym that stands for the Register's Annual Great Bike Ride Across Iowa. That's right. We're going to be riding bicycles across the entire state of Iowa. When is this happening? It's happening this weekend. That's right. It's happening this weekend. Today is actually just Wednesday. I'm at my home in Dallas. Today is Wednesday. The event actually starts on Saturday. Kind of technically, there's going to be an expo. Everybody gets together on Saturday, and we actually start riding on Sunday. It's going to take about 7 days to get from one end of Iowa, one side of Iowa, to the other. We'll begin riding 500 miles from Sioux City to Davenport, Iowa. So the where, as I just mentioned, starts in Sioux City, which is right there on that western border, goes all the way across the state to Davenport, Iowa, which is on the eastern border, and stops at a bunch of little cities in between. In fact, the best analogy that I can kind of give, that as I understand it, I've never done this ride before, but the best analogy that I can give is it's kind of a rolling festival, right? With every 15, 20 miles or so, there's going to be a stop in another little town, and they're selling pie, there's music, there's all kinds of stuff, there's beer, all kinds of fun little things happening, and people just really welcoming all of these cyclists coming through. Speaking of all of these cyclists, they're expecting 20,000 cyclists this year, which is a little bit insane. I just can't even imagine what 20,000 cyclists looks like. I mean, I've done a lot of organized cycling events over the years, some of which I thought were pretty large, with a few thousand people here or there, but nothing on the order of this RAGBRAI event. And it's been going on for 49 years. Actually, this is the 50th year. It started in 1973, really with a couple of guys who were reporters at the Des Moines Register. That's a newspaper in Des Moines, hence the name Register's Annual Great Ride, right? So basically, these reporters kind of reached out to their bosses and they said, hey, we've got this idea. We want to ride across the state, document the experience in the newspaper, and see how it goes. And so they did. And I think in that first year, they actually had a couple hundred people that did it. And, it's grown exponentially each and every year since. This year, they're expecting to have actually the most riders that they've ever had. It's the 50th year. So I would think a lot of people will come back for that. And kind of interestingly enough, I've talked to a lot of people who've participated in this ride, and literally to a person, I mean, every person I've talked to who's ever done it is like, man, that is such an amazing event. You're going to love it. It's just amazing. It's wild. It's going to be a great time and all that. So the references, the recommendations have been pretty good about it, and I'm excited about doing it. So, why? You're right. So, that's an interesting question. And I'm sure that people are doing this for all kinds of different reasons. I happen to believe that real opportunities for growth, right? And the real opportunities for unique life experiences and transformational change, those opportunities increase significantly when we extend ourselves beyond our comfort zones. right? And so this is going way beyond the comfort zone for me. Even though I'm a cyclist and I've done a lot of riding, I mean, you're talking 7 days, back-to-back riding, sleeping in tents, all of that kind of stuff. So it's a lot. I mean, it's a pretty significant physical challenge. But, you know, you're out there doing it with a bunch of like-minded individuals. Everybody's having a great time, cheering each other on, this kind of thing. And so you get to put yourself in a situation like that, and really amazing things can happen. And I'm looking forward to that. I am. And not to mention, like I said, the physical aspects of it, but the fun too, right? So, I mean, there's like concerts every night and in the overnight towns and just all kinds of, you know, just fun and silliness is going to be happening. So it's going to be a good time. And so I'm really stoked up about it. So we've talked a little bit about the what, 500-mile bike ride across Iowa, when this coming weekend. The official ride actually starts on the 29th in about 3 days. Where, Sioux City to Davenport, Iowa. We talked about why, how. So it's, again, 500 miles. So that averages to around 70 or so miles each day, with about 16,000 feet of elevation, by the way, as you go across the entire state, which is a lot. That's a lot more than I'm accustomed to. Dallas is relatively flat, so that part's going to be a little bit of a challenge too. And also, so it's the how, riding 70 miles a day, sleeping in tents, and just kind of soldiering through it, going in with an open mind, a renewed perspective about having a good time, and you know. Yeah, there's porta potties and all that, but again, if we change, you know, if I change my mindset about that, then I think it's going to be just fine. So anyway, that's it. That's RAGBRAI. That's what's going to be happening. I'm going to try to take some footage along the way. I mean, I'm actually going to drive up. I have to drive to the in town, right? Which is Davenport, Iowa. I'm going to drive there because I'm taking my bike and my stuff. I'll drive up there. Going to take a bus from the in town to the start town on Saturday, and then ride back from the start line back to the finish line, which is where my car will be, and then turn around and drive back home. And it's about a 13-hour drive for me to get from here to Davenport, Iowa. So that's kind of the logistics of what needs to happen here over about the next 8 or 9 days or so. And oh, by the way, I have this booklet here. They sent this, which is actually a pretty cool little book. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it, but there you go. It says RAGBRAI L50, get it, Roman numeral for 50 is L, and of course, you know, very cleverly they're calling it one L of a ride, right? So that's kind of cool, and a lot of actually interesting information in this booklet. It just kind of talks about all kinds of stuff, you know, that you can look forward to, and you know, how to do this, that, and the other, and signage and bike repairs and all kinds of stuff, what you can expect in each city. And I'm going to show you this page too. I don't think you're going to be able to see it very well, but it shows basically where you start and all the little stop towns along the way, right? And the mileage between each one of those stop towns, which is kind of nice. Sometimes it's just good to know what you're getting yourself into and how much you have to expect between one city and the next. So should be a lot of fun. Anyway, RAGBRAI coming up. I'll be showing all kinds of fun videos. I'll try to take maybe a few shots on the way up to, because I'm going to stop in Kansas City. So I'll try to take some video on the way up there, and then of course along the ride. Anyway, hope you enjoy RAGBRAI, and who knows, maybe one day I'll even see you out there. All right, talk to you later.